going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Unfortunately, I'm making this video not of something fun today, but something kind of actually catastrophic. Let me just have you guys take a look at it. Yeah, serpentine belt came off, and we're gonna try to find out if it got sucked into the crank pulley. So first things first, I got the bolt out here, the bolt on the oil cooler or whatever the thing is down. I actually don't know what that thing is. I don't remember what it's called, but the thing that's down there. So there's one bolt here for radiator fan, that one bolt for radiator fan, this plug here, and then you're supposed to just lift it up. So I need two hands. Be right back. All right, radiator fan's up. I got all this room to shove my finger in here. It's part of the belt. What is this? Oh, actually, I don't know what this is for. I'll just put it back in. It doesn't look like part of the belt. It's probably like a shot or something that goes underneath. Anyways, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's wrapped around the pulley. I was looking at it the other night. I didn't see any of it go into the actual crack, but I think I might be taking, if it looks like kind of I will be taking off the pulley here. But I also do have the power steering pulley coming on the way. You guys, this one, I'm going to take it off right now to just take a look at it too, because people say that's the problem. However, on the front subframe down there, the other reason I want to take it off because I want to see if there's any marks on the front subframe down there, because people always say that when these cars get older, the motor blunt starts wearing out. When you hit bumps, the motor will like basically move enough for the pulley to hit that little frame rail down there, that silver thing. Not this one though, you guys can't really see, I'm sorry. But yeah, so we're gonna check it all out today. Basically the main thing is that I really hope that the car is okay, because getting this belt sucked into the crank hub is the last thing that I need right now. So I'll get back to you guys when I figure it out. Alright guys, got the crank off. This is so heavy. This is the crank and the harmonic balancer, I think that's what they call it. There's like a rubber piece usually in here. This thing here keeps all the vibrations out. But you guys can see, wrapped around is the belt right here, and it seems to be wrapped around, as you guys can see, wrapped around just this front part. And then when I took it off, this is like one of those things where like people always say, oh, you know, some people take off the belt without taking off the crank pulley. And honestly, it's easier to take off the crank pulley and then try to unwind this, because after I pull it off, there was one tiny piece. It would look like, it was like one of this. It was like this one right here that was just wrapped behind, not inside the seal, the main front seal, but just wrapped there, like, you know, because if you start the car up again and you know, mess with it or whatever, that's not gonna be good. If you or not mess with it, but just drove the car and then you didn't know that was there, I think it's gonna get eventually sucked in, and that little tiny piece could cause your whole engine to go. So I'm gonna put up the clip that I put on my iPhone, because I was trying to see if any more got stuck in here, but I think we're good. I sent it over to Clarence as well to make sure he looks at it, but to me the front seal looks good and there's no other rubber in there, so I think we got lucky. So as you guys can see, the seal here, it's not broken. As to my knowledge, at least when I was looking at it, it doesn't look like it's broken. I think that's because it's a new belt. We replaced it because I looked at the old one the other night and half of it was gone, like, you know, half of it. So I thought, oh, maybe it's just an old belt deteriorating. You know, this car is pretty old. And sure enough, this one also went, just because I think it's either hitting the subframe, the front subframe, or one of the pulleys is messed up. So I ordered the power steering pulley, which is the one that you kind of need to upgrade anyways. You need a like an aluminum one. And then now I'm gonna take a look at the subframe to see if it's hitting, but I didn't think I saw anything hitting, so I'm actually gonna take that off after this. This is the power steering pulley. Generally, if it's hitting, you would see like marks here and like there'll be chips taken out of it, but you guys can probably see too, I don't see that. And then when I look in there where the subframe is, I don't see any scoring marks really. There's some dirt marks, but I don't see any belt marks or whatever this thing's called, the pulley mark. So it's a little concerning, just because then that means one of these maybe could be broken, or the tensioner itself. But these feel pretty sturdy and they all freely move. Alternator seems pretty sturdy. This one seems pretty sturdy. I think this is I don't know what this one's for. This one's for I'm not sure what that one's for, but it seems pretty sturdy as well. As I'm moving it back and forth, I can't really do much of a movement on it. So yeah, with that being said, I'm not really sure what's the problem, but I think I have already ordered this aluminum one just in case that this one was broken. I should be here tomorrow, so we're gonna probably do this whole thing again tomorrow. And then I'm also gonna get a crankcase what do you call, guard, so you know, if a belt rips, I don't ever have to really think about it going into the motor. But for now, I think we're just gonna put it back together, and I'm gonna run to the store. I do have a warranty on that belt. I actually put it on not long, like yesterday, I told you guys, right? So yeah, we're gonna take it from there and see how it goes. Hopefully the belt stops squeaking. There was definitely a squeak, and that's why I was very cautious. As I was telling you guys, I was very cautious about the car, because we put that on, it ran fine for about, I'd say like 20 miles, parked it, drove it again, and it started squeaking. So I was like, what the heck? So not sure what the problem is right now, but we'll figure it out eventually, right?
All right, you guys can see right here, there's a bolt missing. This is the bottom bolt that's missing from the power steering pump.
Last clip was like an hour later. I actually had my buddy come by. Thank goodness he came by. But basically, we're into the AutoZone, pick up the same exact belt. This is the belt that I use. This is the part number, I think, from BMW, and this is their part number, their lasses. But I got a warranty because I bought it 2 days ago and it ripped. So, you know. Then I also bought this. This is a 1.25 by 35 millimeter. Everything online is telling me M10 by 35 millimeter. It's not telling me the 1.25 or 1.5. However, this looks closer to what the pictures of that power steering pulley, not pulley, but the actual bolt for the power steering to bolt onto. That one is the one that I think I'm missing, so I'm hoping this works. So we're gonna find out right now. A couple bloody knuckles later, crank pulley is back in. Torqued them down. I think it's 20 newton meters or 18 foot-pounds. I did around there, 18, 19. This what do you call it? Power steering pulley I put in there as well. Didn't torque these down though. I probably should have, but when I pull them off, it came down, or it came out really easily, just like kind of popped out. So I think it's okay, hopefully. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. The bolt that I put in is like this, basically went in all the way, and it does feel snug, so cross fingers that's gonna help. I didn't put Loctite. I should have put Loctite, didn't have any. Hopefully that also doesn't come back to bite me. But now that we're down here, I'm going to put the belt on. I got the new belt like I told you guys, and then also this coupler right here has always been a little bit weird, like deformed. So I think I'm gonna try to get underneath and try to fix that. I don't know if I will be able to, but since we're here, why not, right? All right, belt is now back on. One thing that I've noticed though is that it feels tight, but I don't know how tight it's supposed to be. Hopefully that's tight enough, because if that's not tight, then maybe it's a tensioner that's the problem. You know, this whole thing, if you have the money, replace the whole thing, bro. Like, I'm being serious. Just get the whole kit, replace all the pulleys, replace the power steering pulley, replace put the crank guard case thing here. I'll probably end up coming back here and doing everything. I actually ordered, like I told you guys, I ordered the pulley for the power steering, so I gotta come back and do that anyways. Then I gotta get the crank case seal thing, I don't know, or crank pulley seal, or whatever it's called. But anyways, that's in. We're gonna put the radiator fan back in, and after that we're basically all good. But I'll catch up with you guys when we do that. For a little bit of a time, honestly it didn't take that long. I'm actually very surprised. I think I have it a little easier. I didn't have to take my inlets because I have a single turbo. To summarize, the radiator fan came off, crank pulley came off, the power steering pulley came off, got a new belt on, got everything back on, radiator fan back on. Now we're just gonna try to start it and see if there's any problems. And we think that we actually fixed the problem of why the belt was shredding, and now I think it's because the power steering pump was missing a bolt. So shout out to Jake Smith, because I did do some reading last night before I got out here this morning, and that was one of the things I definitely looked for. But yeah, otherwise the car is okay for right now. But hopefully we're gonna do another video of doing the upgrades, basically the crank pulley guard, I think that's what it's called, and then the other one it's called, or the other thing would be the pulley, sorry, the other thing would be called the power steering pulley. That would be aluminum instead of plastic. I think that's like the only one that's plastic in there. I don't know why they did that. Probably cheap, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, belt's on, and I'm gonna start it up right now. gonna be it for today. I did take it out for a drive. It's been about like an hour or so of a drive. I went somewhere and came back, and it seems to be doing fine so far. I think that was the problem. I did pull over on the way to where I was going and check the belt just to see. Didn't hear any noises, didn't see any wobble or anything like that. So far we're doing good. Again, I will update you guys if something happens on a different video, or you know, whatever that happens basically. But stay tuned, we do have some other stuff coming for the car. Some like I told you guys, we were starting on exterior mods, so we're gonna do that. I also just realized that my boost controller, my GFB Boost Controller, has like kind of done an error, or something like that. So I sent an email to GFB, but who knows what's gonna happen. I think I'm just gonna buy a cheap like eBay or Amazon manual boost controller and just run that for a second until I can figure that out, because I don't want to pay 300 bucks for another one right now, honestly, even though it's really good. I also might just actually pin the boost solenoid, the OEM one, to the max solenoid and just run it off that, because I know a lot of people do that instead of running a electronic manual boost controller. They just run an electronic boost controller with the OEM tune and stuff like that, so, or the OEM ECU. But anyways, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Again, sad day today, but we did get it fixed, so I'm way happier today than I would be if it wasn't running and fixed. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.